All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Wednesday, Fed Day, March 16th, 2022. What a move today. They don't call it Whipsaw Wednesday for nothing. And you can see the put premium is getting smoked. We had a gap and go today and then kind of stalled out. And remember yesterday I said something about, it felt kind of trappy a little bit that we rallied so easily into today. And then we kind of got what looked like it was, going to be a bull trap or, maybe potentially. And the Bears tried to get us down to gap fill. The bottom line, they got us there. They tried to turn us negative and it failed. And we rallied hard. We're rallying up into the close, probably close around 435. I think I saw a straddle there for today's close. So somewhere around that area. But as soon as we got the hourly close above that 431 area, this is where you broke down. Shorts had to cover. And, it's pretty much just off to the races from there. And, I'm not going to, not to beat a dead horse, but I've been telling you guys this for weeks. And, most of you guys listen to me. I think most people understand what I'm saying, but you got to pay attention to this stuff. The option chains, when you've got this many puts, and there's my little runner position there, call. But when you have this many puts in the system and no call hedges, it's telling you everybody's betting on a crash. Look at all these puts, 164,000. Those are all smoked. Say goodbye to your money. 64,000 at 405. Come on. All smoked. 413 at 25,000. 415, 51,000. 72,000 at 420. All these are thrown into the fireplace. And, I've showed you guys the bull bear ratio last week. That's crossed over to negative territory for the first time since March 2020. I mean, there's just so many signals here. And like, listen, I understand that there's negative fundamentals right now, but market mechanics matter. Options market matters. And we're seeing evidence of that right now here. So take a look at the spiders here, up 2% now as we squeeze here into the close. And I'm kind of following this kind of wedge pattern now. So spiders head and shoulders above that now, also above this red bar here. We're going to look for confirmation tomorrow. They could always, gap us up and then we could sell back off, but I don't think that will happen here. I think we finally get that relief rally that we've been looking for, again, based on the factors I've been talking about here. And, again, there's some more puts to burn. They'll probably burn, maybe we get an update tomorrow and then a pullback or something like that. And they'll burn some of the bulls as well, because we got 2 days left in OPEX week. But either way you cut it, crazy move here. Man, what can I even say? I mean, we were day trading this, me and some of my other contacts were day trading this and made some nice money on these calls here, but this is some crazy whipsaw. And, with volatility this high, this is what you expect. And it's a great trader's market here and right now. Anyways, yeah, so I'm basically speechless right now. All right. Triple Qs here. By the way, last night, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the video I did on gold. It's really good stuff there. Got a lot of comments on that, which was really nice. But if you're interested in that, check that out. I talked about gold, oil, and the market. Nice little video there. But anyways, triple Qs here. So it looks like we're going to close above this red bar high, 20 moving average, and they're going to close us right on this trend line here. So this is the trend line I'm kind of paying attention to right now. We talked about possibly, a flush down here on the spider as well. And that obviously probably isn't going to happen right now unless, again, they could reverse it. And, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me in this market if they did that. But if that doesn't happen, the important consistent, the one constant that I've been kind of hitting on is we're probably going to put in a major bottom in OPEX week. And again, just market mechanics, boat loaded way too heavy to one side, puts everywhere. Just ultimate bearishness. If you notice the market over the last couple of days, we still get all these reports about bombings and stuff. The market shrugs it off, whereas 2 weeks ago it wouldn't have. So market's starting to price in a lot of this risk. And again, I'm not saying the market's out of the woods, but we're due for a good counter trend rally. I mean, nothing goes down in a straight line. And really, that's the end of it. Anyways, so triple Qs, we talked about that. Russell 2000 also having a nice day. Again, showing leadership. So nice pop there. If this clears through this 205 area, you probably get up to 210, 212, maybe to 215 if it really juices. But Russell, we've been talking about that, how it has outperformed Dow Jones Diamond here. Nice move here, still below this red bar here, but a nice move. Look at the tail on the diamond there today. So big move there for the Dow. Inside of tech, semiconductors showing leadership up 5%, breaking out of this wedge pattern. So this is a falling wedge pattern. I posted this on Twitter last night. And this is a dangerous reversal pattern. And again, another reason why, there's the closing bell, but another reason why, um, it was kind of turning bullish here and then saying, hey, we're getting kind of close to a bottom here. Semiconductors, always a good leading indicator. IGV, cloud software. This one is still ways away from the top side trend line here, but a nice day nonetheless, up 4% there. Also inside of tech, we talked about that 200 moving average on Apple yesterday, how we had kind of a fake out and then we closed back above it, also juicing off of that today. So with a tail candle, so it back tested that 200 and then pushed higher. Speaking of back testing, take a look at the VIX today. That trend line I showed you guys a week or two ago. But so we broke down and then look what we did yesterday. Essentially, we kind of back tested that area and then just a shot lower right into that 50 moving average. So maybe we pull back a little bit tomorrow and some of the bulls get burned out, but we'll see what we get out here. Outside of that, flipping back over to tech, Tesla still hasn't gotten through this trend line. So it's right on the cusp there. And, you have this lower area here. This is where you broke down from. So that's going to be resistance. So again, kind of a mixed bag right now. A lot of things kind of close to resistance. A lot of things just getting above it. But either way you slice it, a big, nice update for the market. Also, Google, same kind of thing. Looks like it got above that area I had penciled in here. See if you connect these highs. There we go. Oh, so it got close. So yeah, you connect those highs, but a lot of things kind of showing the same similar kind of pattern. You can make a case you got a wedge here now on Google, so that is something to monitor as well. Anyways, Dow Transports having a big day today. Look at this. This is going to 17,000. So you got an inverse head and shoulders that triggered today. That is a monster move for the transports, up 5.5%. We talked about the jets. What I tell you guys for pretty much a week straight, I said if the jets closes above this red bar high, you're going right up to gap fill. We got through gap fill into the 20 moving average. This will probably pull back tomorrow off that 20. That is major right now. And you have this gap in red bar. So that is a little resistance there on the jets, but nice move. Rails moving as well. CSX up 3, Norfolk Southern 2% here. UNP was up as well. 1.5. FedEx was up nicely. Take a look at this move on FedEx closing above this high here. So kind of getting outside of this range here. Nice move there for FedEx. UPS also getting above that local high there as well. Nice power bar there, up 3.5%. 10-year yield all over the map. So I talked about this possibly being a bit of a sell the news type move here. And we had just such a big thrust. And you had to figure a lot of it was going to be priced in a little bit. So we know rates are going up. It's nothing really new, and then we kind of blew up here when the story broke, and then it kind of came back in as Powell started talking. So maybe a little bit of a pullback in the cards for yields. I do think they're going higher, but perhaps not right this moment. Getting a little overbought in the near term. As you can see, the 30-year reversing pretty sharply. Speaking of yields, high yield debt. This was all over the map. Take a look at the intraday. So up big in the morning, then reversed all of that, and then reversing again, going all the way up again. Whipsaw Wednesday gets its name for a reason. So high yield debt trying to put in some type of a bottom here, or at least some type of a local low, but getting off the lows there, and it's trying to hang in there. All right. Speaking of yields and yield related things, so take a look at the home builders here. Interesting kind of day here. Again, similar kind of trend line coming down here. So we'll be watching this one tomorrow. VNQ, same kind of deal. That's not the VNQ. This is VNQ. So same kind of deal. This one may have gotten kind of above that area, you could argue. No, maybe. And you can actually make a case that you have an inverse head and shoulders here on VNQ too. So if rates start to pull back a little bit, these real estate stocks can get a bid. So that could be a little inverse head and shoulder right there on VNQ. We'll have to watch that tomorrow, especially if rates come back in. Outside of that, financials, XLF getting back up into that 200 moving average. JPM, I talked about this yesterday. I said it looked really ugly, but now shaping up a lot better. I didn't want to see it chopping in this range. We got a nice gap up and a power bar. Bank of America into a little resistance though with this 220 moving average. Same thing with Wells Fargo into that necktie 100 and 200 moving average. So a little bit of resistance there on the financials, but they held up well outside of that. Energy continued to pull back. So what you don't want to see here if you're an XLE bull is you don't want to see this go sideways because that's telling you it's setting up to move lower. But for right now, we'll kind of just give it the benefit of the doubt. It's just kind of cooling off and pulling back. Same thing with the XOP and OIH. OIH taking a little bit more of a hit today, down 2%. Crude also was bouncing earlier, but now kind of coming back in. If this can't get a bounce pretty soon, this probably heads down to 85, at which point you'd have major support there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on crude right now. And again, if the geopolitical situation calms down, obviously that's going to relieve energy prices a little bit. Nat gas also getting a nice little bit here, but still kind of completing this series of higher lows, but nothing too noteworthy going on here today. Dollar index all over the map, doesn't look like it, but if you look on the intraday, look at this move, gap down, then this big flush, a reversal, huge surge, and then a reversal by the close. So ultimately finishing lower here, and again, a little overbought in the near term, probably due for a pullback. Not too surprised to see that there. Metals also pulling back as well. Gold did come off the lows though, well off the lows. Take a look at GDX. This had a kind of a inside day, did finish green at the end. So metals kind of holding up here, trying to get a bit of a bounce. Silver here, also coming off the low. It had nice support in this area, had these pivots right there. I had this line drawn on there, 20 moving average. So nice little reversal there for silver for now. Platinum as well, getting a bounce. And palladium, same kind of thing, although more of a dead cat bounce here on palladium. We'll see what it does tomorrow. And copper, told you guys it was probably going to get a bounce today. It did, up 2.6%, which is a nice move there for copper. All right. So let's flip over to the coins. Yeah, so Bitcoin, let's take a look at the hourly. I want to show you. Overnight, it had a surge and then reversed sharply. And it was kind of like threatening, like it wanted to break down. But it was able to rally back and put in a nice surge toward the end of the day, just like everything else. And again, like we've talked about recently, as long as this holds up, everything else can hold up. It's definitely been a leading indicator. Ether up 4.8% as well. So starting to make a higher high there, or at least getting close. And same thing there on Bitcoin. We'll continue to monitor that as well. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. We'll take one more look at the spiders here. Yeah, so nice breakout there on the spiders. And again, we'll watch tomorrow. They probably want to stick it to the bulls a little bit, just like they stuck it to the bears. So I wouldn't expect, an uncontested rally. So there's probably going to be at least one pullback day, whether that's tomorrow or Friday will remain to be seen. But either way you slice it, bears definitely gave up some ground today, and we'll see what we do out here tomorrow. Anyways, guys, come find me on carnivoretrades.com. Take care, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.